We got to talk some Notre Dame recruiting because the Irish and the Trojans face off this weekend in what feels like a de facto playoff game. And we also got Mike Singer here. He got some new predictions for Notre Dame recruiting. We're also going to review a big visit weekend. But before we do that, Irish fans, do me a favor. Hit subscribe to the Rivals Recruits channel. We love talking Notre Dame recruiting. All right, let's bring in Mike Singer of Blue and Gold. Big group of commits coming on campus. We know that, but there's an elite list of juniors in South Bend. No bigger than number one running back Kaman Spell, fresh off this decommitment from Penn State. Notre Dame ready to make a big impression here?
Yes, they absolutely are. And you got to remember when Spell committed to Penn State back in August of 2024, the running backs coach at the time for the Nittany Lions was no other than Jaywan Sider, who's, of course, holding that same position for Notre Dame. They've kept in close contact. That relationship is truly elite. Spell's tried to get to Notre Dame a couple times before, once in the spring, but then he visited Penn State right before he's going to go to Notre Dame and then shut down his recruitment. And here we are a few months later. So this visit is coming to fruition, and it really is a big deal for the Fighting Irish. He is as elite as they come as a ball carrier and a talent, and Notre Dame would be over the moon if they can make a big move from this weekend. Georgia and some others are not going to make that easy, of course, but that relationship between Sider and Spell is really big.
All right, two elite wide receivers I want to talk about. Two of the top five in the 2027 class will be on campus. Jameer Brown, the number one wide receiver, and then number three, Monshun Sales. Let's start with Jameer Brown. I mean, obviously, Notre Dame would be over the moon to get both these guys. They need elite wide receivers, and here they are on campus. How deep does the relationship with Brown go?
Pretty deep. He goes to Wayne High School in Huber Heights, Ohio, which is, of course, where Marcus Freeman went to high school, and of course, where Notre Dame defensive backs coach Mike Mickens went to high school, and the head coach at Wayne High School, Roosevelt Mooks, was an assistant coach when Freeman and Mickens were on staff. So there is a ton of ties there. It's my understanding that Jameer Brown, his family goes way back with the Notre Dame staff as well, those guys, Freeman and Mickens. So ton of connections there. Now, how likely is this flip? Look, it's not very likely. But he keeps visiting Notre Dame. He was in South Bend back in the spring, and he's coming back this weekend. So it's like just keep bringing him to campus. I know he's got an Ohio State tattoo on his arm, but who knows? Who knows? All you can do is keep getting at bats. That's all you can ask for, and Notre Dame's getting one this weekend. So it's a big deal. And then with Sales, hearing around of the recruitment and then, talking to a rival, Steve Wiltfong, it seems like Notre Dame is in the hunt, but not maybe in the lead group.
Right.
But this is his second time visiting campus. He's this season in-state kid. So we'll see what kind of move Notre Dame's able to make this weekend.
How crazy does it sound that this is an in-state battle for Monshun Sales?
It's crazy the amounts of elite Midwest talent there is in the 2027 class. Look, this is a night game for Notre Dame with USC coming in town, so you're able to attract more kids from across the country who can spend Saturday morning getting to South Bend. It's a lot more difficult to get to South Bend, at like a noon for a 3:30 kickoff, right? To get that full visit experience. But there are for all these day games Notre Dame's had, you've had big time prospects coming to campus because there's just so many good ones in the Midwest. So whether it's Chicago, guys coming in from Ohio, guys coming down from Indianapolis, whatever the case may be, it's been really impressive. And I've been covering Notre Dame for 6 years, a little over 6 years now, and I don't remember these kinds of recruiting weekends in the past. The kids are really liking Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is a star as a head coach. It's been a lot of fun to cover too, Josh.
Yeah. And, Monshun Sales, though, it's also kind of significant. Indiana has a home game. They're one of the hottest teams in the country coming off that Oregon win, yet Monshun Sales not going to be at the Indiana game. He's going to Notre Dame. Just a huge list of names. Notre Dame fans, you guys need to go to Blue Gold right now. But, Mike, what other names should Notre Dame fans be excited about?
Pull up a chair. I mean, there's a ton to discuss. We just, broke down a couple 5-stars in Spell and Brown, and then Sales. There are 2 other guys in the 27 class who are like top 32 overall players, one of them being DJ Jacobs, a pass rusher from Blessed Trinity Catholic in Roswell, Georgia, number 3 edge in the 27 cycle, number 13 overall player, Chris Whitehead from Virginia, number 27 overall player, number 5 edge. And then, long list of commits. And that's something you don't want to forget, right? Because Kari Adams, Michigan would love to have Kari Adams. I don't think that they're going to be able to flip him, but hey, you need to keep getting your commits on campus. Yeah. Caden Finley, a Texas legacy who committed to the Irish over the Longhorns. He's coming back to campus. Bubba Frazier, he's having a tremendous senior season, the wide receiver from Georgia. You just got to keep getting these guys to South Bend. Preston Frizel, my coworker Kyle Kelly, this is an Ohio tight end who's committed to the Irish. Ohio State's starting to kick the tires. So as we are looking to 2027 and all these 5-star type guys who are coming to campus, don't forget about the 2026 commits. They're super important as well, because as good as this class is, other teams want to take those players from the Irish and put them in their recruiting class. Notre Dame's got to hold off those schools and getting them to campus again and reminding these players why you committed here. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. All right. So that being said, Mike, you have been on a roll when it comes to entering predictions in favor of recruits heading to Notre Dame. Tell the people about some of your latest picks. Inside scoop listeners, let's talk game time, because the college football rivalry games are here, and who doesn't love to go see a live event, especially when you can go with a bunch of your buddies. But tickets aren't always going to be easy to find, and getting deals on last-minute tickets can be frustrating when all you want to do is be there for the moment your team runs out onto the field. Well, thankfully, the GameTime app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing ticket experiences, and it only takes a few simple clicks. The app's easy to use, and the GameTime guarantee means that you can trust that you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. That's why I use the GameTime app. It's super simple, and it makes the experience of buying great seats a breeze. Also, one of the coolest features I've seen is the GameTime lowest price guarantee. It's where GameTime will credit you 100% of the difference to guarantee you are getting the lowest price if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere. All right, here's what we're going to do. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use promo code INSIDESCOOP. That's promo code INSIDESCOOP for $20 off your first purchase. INSIDESCOOP. For $20 off GameTime, last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
Man, yeah. I kind of go on prediction sprees. Typically it's been in August in the past, but this year it's just a little bit later when it takes some time. So I've got, at the time of recording this, 8 in so far, and a 9th one will be coming on Wednesday night. The latest one.
What's the most controversial one so far?
Ooh, I mean, Quentin Burrell, a Chicagoland wide receiver. I know some folks think he's going to Michigan. I could definitely see that, but I like the Irish here. I think that Notre Dame's done the best job recruiting them, and I just think that he'll want to stay a little bit closer to home. I predicted Jalen Hill from St. John Bosco, cornerback, USC, Texas A&M, he likes a ton. I've got the Irish winning that one. I picked Xavier Hassan from North Carolina to Notre Dame. But here's a really interesting one, Josh. Amari Irvin is a 4-star linebacker at IMG Academy in Bradenton. Mm-hmm. That is a school that Notre Dame has not had success with. I think it's been 7 or 8 years that Notre Dame's landed a player from there. His older brother, Cedric Irvin Jr., was a Notre Dame commit, and the Irish parted ways with him. And he was in the 23 class, and he's now a running back still. He signed with Stanford, still there. So it's like, man, your older brother was a commit there. The two parties parted ways, and now, Mike, you think that his little brother is going to go to Notre Dame? I sure do. And he was just on campus this past weekend. Trip went great. And I'm liking that pick. So will I go 9 for 9? Probably not, Josh. Do I believe it right now? Heck yes, I do.
All right, Notre Dame fans, let's hear your predictions, not just your prediction on the game. I want to hear your prediction in recruiting. Just bring in all the predictions. Put them in the comment section below.